Om Sadashivasamārambhām Shankaracharya-madhyamām Asmadacharya-paryantāṃ Vande Guru-paraṁparāम्. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurum Pranatosmyaham. Yeah. From 80 onwards, Samlakshya Chinmatrataya. Samlakshya Chinmatrataya Sadatmanoho
संलक्ष्य चिन्मात्रतया सदात्मनोः
Akhandabhavav Parichiyate Budhaihi
अखण्डभाव परिचीयते बुधैः
Evam Mahavakya Shatena Kathyate
एवं महावाक्यशतेन कथ्यते
Brahmatmanoreikyamakhanda
ब्रह्मात्मनो ऐक्यमः खण्डभावः
Mritkaryam Sakalam Ghatadi
मृत्कार्यं सकलं घटाति
Satatam Mrinmatramevabhitaha
सततं ब्रह्मात्रमेवाद्वितः
Yasmannasti Sataf Param Kimapi
तत्सज्जनितं सदात्मकं विधम्
Tat Satyam Sa Atma Swayam.
सन्मात्रमेवाखिलम्
Next line, we have come to the next line. Tat Satyam Sa Atma Swayam.
सत्सत्यं not here
Oh, did I miss that second quarter?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
यस्मन्
Yeah,
यस्मान् नास्ति सतः परम्
okay. Let's start from the beginning. Mritkaryam Sakalam Ghatadi
मृत्कार्यं सकलं घटाधि
Satatam Mrinmatramevabhitaha
सततं ब्रह्मात्रमेवाभितः
Tadvat Sajjanitam Sadatmakam
तत्तज्जनितं सदात्मकम्
Idam Sanmatramevakhilam
इदं सन्मात्रमेवाखिलम्
Yasmannasti Sataf Param Kimapi
यस्मान्नास्त्यशतः परं किमपि
Tat Satyam Sa Atma Swayam.
तत्सत्यं स आत्मा स्वयं
Tasmat Tattvamasi Prashantam
तस्मात् सत्त्वमसि प्रशान्तम्
Amalam Brahmadvayam Yat Param.
अमलं ब्रह्माद्वयं यत्परम्
Next shloka will be our Jati Niti, number 254. Jati niti kula gotra duragam.
Oh,
That next section of 10 slokas.
yeah.
Guruji, for us, 254 is Yasma Deva Midam.
Yeah, you have to look for Jati Niti Kula Gotra Duragam. It could be plus or minus 3 from there.
It's 256.
Okay, 256. 253, 254, 255, 256. Any of those numbers.
254, sir.
Jati kula gotra ragham.
Okay. Jati Niti Kula Gotra Duragam.
Jati kula gotra ragham.
Nama Rupa Guna Dosha Varjitam.
Nana rupa guna dosha varjitam.
Deshakala Vishaya Vartiyat. Sorry. Deshakala Vishayati Vartiyat.
Desha kala vishaya devati yap.
Brahma Tattvamasi Bhavayatmani. Brahma Tattvamasi Bhavayatmani.
Brahma tattvamasi bhavayatmani.
Good. So I think we're getting a hang of it. So this last shloka, our it seems in the first Sandipani course, means first course start by 3.5 year course start by Chinmayananda in Mumbai, Sandipani. And there, from there, the Swami Chinmayananda had taken everybody to a camp, 40-day camp in Uttarkashi, in Swami Tapovan Maharaj, who was a Shishya of Sivananda. And so at that time, it seems, Swamiji taught Vivekachoodamani. You can imagine this must have been, I don't want to hazard a guess, but some decades ago. And then he taught Vivekachoodamani 4 classes, 3 to 4 classes a day, 3 to 4 classes only a day. Okay, so you can see how it was in out in Uttarkashi. And Swami Chinmayananda had a particular tune of chanting this, and so I'm trying my best to mimic that based on what Swami Paramathanandaji chanted. And he made everybody memorize these 10 shlokas that we are going to study. That's the history. So you can see what kind of blessings we have. So, in the last class, we were talking about having taught the Mahavakya, what stops me from owning it up? Okay, that's the question we are answering. We're kind of looking into the way our acharyas have analyzed the problem. And so, broadly speaking, you've got, I don't understand certain things about the Mahavakya, about Vedanta. Logic. Vedanta is all logic. Karma is, you can't prove karma. Karma cannot be proved. Karma phalam cannot be proved. Okay, it sounds logical. Yeah, what we say is it is not illogical, but it is not provable. So for those of you who are into proving things, here is a bit of a shocker. The shocker is karma cannot be proved. Why it cannot be proved? Because you have to see the connection between a particular karma phalam. Some punyam Punyam is there. I was crossing the road yesterday and this thing just went by, the car. And it's a miracle that I'm alive today. Suppose somebody says that. Means what? Means some punyam was working, correct? Something was, that's what we will say. Our explanation of things, if you can't explain it reasonably, then you have to put it under karma palam category. Even otherwise it's karma palam, but this is definitely a karma palam. And so, but then what created that punyam for me, if somebody asks? No answer to that. You can't connect it. This particular actions, these series of actions I did create that punyam for me. So the beauty is the entire universe of situations, phenomena, and people are all bound by cause and effect. Correct? Cause and effect. That is why Vedanta is it's hard to refute. Advaita Vedanta especially. Hard to refute. And so we talked about that the two kinds of obstacles, right? Intellectual obstacles, reasoning based obstacles, logic based obstacles, which is what Shravanam and Mananam provides. And so primarily reasoning based obstacles, it could be the left brain, I think. Forget now. Left brain, let's say. Left brain wants it to be right, I think. That's the way I used to remember. Left brain wants it to be right. Therefore, this is intellect side, I think. And so, because akkareki ikkara pacha, if I'm there, I feel like I should be here. If I'm here, I feel I should be there. That is how it seems. So that is intellectual obstacles. And then there is the intellect, not a problem. I understand this Vedanta is easy actually. Swami Vivekananda, Vedanta is easy, you will get it easily. Like that he said long ago. And so that way, if you say, okay, it's all logical. This is the only way out. That also is clear. But still, if I'm not benefiting from that jnanam, then we say there is this emotional obstacles. Okay, the child in me is preventing me from getting the benefits. I'm going back to my old ways. This emotional thing is exactly like the parents having a baby. The baby, night time has come, clock is striking, and the 9 o'clock, the baby should go to sleep. And that is really when the baby is just smiling and playing away. This is the greatest shocker for every young parent, correct? And time to sleep, and then clock is ticking, and then 12 o'clock, midnight. What do you do? What do you do? Nothing. You can't do anything. You can maximum play with the baby. You can lullaby. You can Shamanam பண்ணணும். Means you have to quietly, you have to say something, chant something, sing songs. This is where songs and all come very handy, Until now they did not, they were singing this, that. Now they're looking up all these books, Aditya Hridayam, this, that, and all that. That is when all shlokas come to help. Is it not? So you have to keep doing this. Exactly. This is how I am thinking now. Exactly like that. Emotional problems also. Somebody ought to have done this to me long ago and nobody did it. Now I have to parent my child. Parent myself. This is the classic problem. That is what it is. And it won't listen to any reason. You can't tell, oh, it's already 12 o'clock, midnight. And we have to go to work tomorrow. What will the baby understand? He doesn't have any idea of time. It doesn't understand the language you're talking. It's waiting for some stories and some other things. So reasoning and all will not work for this child. That's the classic situation. And so that is the other extreme. So in intellectual, so-called left brain, and then the right brain kind of situations, I suppose. So two kinds of things are there. So our acharyas have thought through all these things. And so So when I heard Puju Swamiji's talk on marriage, he said that. He said two people have to come together. And the prayer is prayer. The prayer is that emotionally both of them grow up. Emotionally. Intellectually, okay, we are all intellectual, all right. And so each one drives the other to moksha. Look at that. Each one drives the other to moksha by emotionally helping each other also. Then at some point they grow out of the need to be with each other. That's vivaha. And sometimes it works out very well. Sometimes it does not work out very well. That's okay. Nothing wrong with anything. This is how things are. And so if it is not working out, then some guidance is there that says, okay, fine, you guys have lived enough and live separately. What is there? In India, it's not a stigma. It's not that much of a stigma anyway. Yeah, US also, I suppose, not that much of a stigma. Why should I say it is a stigma? Maybe in India only it is a stigma, more of a stigma. We don't know. It's all very complicated. It all depends on families and how they interact. And so, but the Shastram allows us. Shastram gives us a goal of moksha. Goal of life is not to be always together. No. Goal of life is moksha. Being together so that I can be free. Right? That's the idea. So, therefore, yajna dana tapah karma natyajyam karyameva. That I had mentioned it in another class maybe. But if I'm repeating it, then natyajyam. This is why this thing is constantly coming. Hey, you got to be focused on yajna. Yajna means what? Okay, if Vaidika yajna. Grasta means constant yajna and homa will be there. Some occasion or the other will come. Something or the other. Otherwise, this Varalakshmi Vratam came just now. The people were all doing the wives are praying for the husband. Like that, all these very interesting things we have. So it's constant process. You can't turn around. Vaidika life means there won't be a break at all. Really speaking, I'm telling you. The more you look into it, the Navaratri is going to come up, Deepavali, Janmashtami, like this constant it is. It's good for us. We need that kind of a grounding. We need that grounding. And so, yajna dana tapah karma natyajyam karyameva tat. Hey, don't give up. Krishna is saying all this. Natyajyam, they are not to be given up. Yajna, okay, all the Panchamaha yajna is there for us. Pitri yajna onwards. Pitri yajna. Hey, I'm here because of my elders. Starting from my parents. That's why Taittiriya Upanishad says, Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava. May I treat my parents as devatas. Is it possible? My God, it seems theoretical. Theoretical means what? If my relationship with my parents is not good, then how? But that is Shastram says that's how it is. You got to mend your fences somehow. Tough. Sometimes it seems. So, Matru Devo, mending fences comes now. Vedanta will force me to mend my fences, correct? Shastram is not giving any shortcut. It doesn't say Krishna will be happy with you, be a devotee. That be a devotee means really if I'm a bhakta, it will automatically take me, help me solve all my problems. I should somehow find a way to unblock all the knots that are there, unknot the knots, I suppose. So, Pitri Yajna onwards, everything is coming. Pitri Yajna, then Bhuta Yajna, Manushya Yajna. So, ecology, the entire ecology has come into the place. Bhuta Yajna, animals and plants. Manushya Yajna, all human beings. That's it. All life forms I am supposed to pay attention to. I have to be alert to. That is why Ahimsa Paramo Dharmaha in our culture. Not Soros culture. I don't worry about sociological consequences of what I do. I am here to make money. No, that thing won't work here. Even the biggest money maker of India will not say that in public. Correct? Will not say that because they're in his blood. No, I can't. Even if I'm like that, I will not say it, Very interesting. So, then again, yajñodanam tapaschaiva pavanani manishinam. Why? Hey, these are the pavanani. These are the ones that protect a person. They are the most sacred. They are the ones that will untie all the knots that are there. Pavanani manishinam. Because there is a much higher goal here. Otherwise, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. What is the big deal? What is the big deal? Just life comes and goes and comes and goes and comes and goes. And we are here asking a question about life. That means there has to be some end to it. And so, Manishina, that word Manishi is there. Manishi means what? Is it a jnani or is it somebody like me? Just an average person or what? Or a karma yogi or what? So there Shankaracharya says, Phala anabhisandhinam. Like that he says. Means people who are not attached to the results of their actions. Abba, what a bold what a statement it is. Turn around, then this thing comes always. Means not attached to results. Means I know that karma is not going to deliver the goods. Correct? I am forced to do karma because I am a human being, I am related. This is vyavaharika. Life is all vyavaharika. But paramarthika, if I want, I can only say it is my duty. The karma is my duty, correct? Duty is to be done. That's it. I have to take care of my child means what? That's it. I have to take care of my child. Over. It's a duty. What the child is going to do later and all is irrelevant. Irrelevant. I have to do my duty. That is called phala anabhisandhinam. That is the meaning of manishinam in the shloka. So karma yogis, etc. So that's what we are. It's a journey that we are in. Anyway, then further he says there, Tasmat Om Ityudahritya. Then he says that is why people start chanting by starting with Om, it seems. Tasmat Om Ityudahritya. That is why, in order to invoke that sanctity, Pavanam, the Pavaka life, Tasmat Om Ityudahritya. Like that he says, Yajñadana tapakriyaha. Again he says, Yajñadana tapakriyaha. All these things are done by chanting Om. Like that Krishna is saying Om, the word Om. Then another time Om comes, right? In another shloka. What would be that shloka?
Om Tat Saditi Nirdeshaha.
Om Tat Saditi Nirdeshaha. Good.
Yeah.
And another time it comes.
Strivida Smritaha Brahmanastena Vedascha Yajñascha Vihitah Pura.
Vihitah Pura. Very good. That is the other place where it comes. So, there also, Shankara Bhashyam, there is some very interesting. So therefore, our mindset has to change. This study, even though we are studying, we have to convert it to something that's completely meaningful to me. It is me, in fact. It is a study of me. Vedanta is only study of me, correct? Study of the self, Atma Bodha it is, And so, Atma Bodha now I have to be one package. This is all one package, it has to be. Otherwise, Vedanta will be here and all my other issues will be here. And I'm after so many people. And so that is all in the right. And here left Vedanta. Morning Vedanta, evening all these things. So, that's how it starts. And then slowly we just make it into one whole, Purnam. And that is why the Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga was talked about by Krishna up front itself. Right? Lokesmin vividha nishta pura prokta mayanagha jnana yogena sankhyanam karma yogena yoginam. So he's not dividing the world into two halves and then say you can either do karma yoga or you can do jnana yoga. This kind of people have divided it like that. And they add a few more also. 4, not 2, 4. And then jnana yoga, karma yoga, and then raja yoga and bhakti yoga. Because bhakti yoga is there. Why Krishna himself mentioned bhakti yoga or not? Fourth chapter is named. 12th chapter is called bhakti yoga, I think. And that way, if you say you should have 18 yogas, why stop with 4? Start from Arjuna Vishada Yoga, Sankhya Yoga, Karma Yoga, and Jnana Karma Sanyasa Yoga. Like this, it's going on and on. When are you going to end? And so, good. All that is fine. But what is the end game? We have to be clear. After that, you can have any number of yogas. That's not that. We don't have a problem with that. As I said the other day, that dream, some dream analysis, regression, sorry. All these words are very similar. Regression, dream regression and all. All that is works. If it works, then if it's liberating, let it liberate. This is what we need. We need that. So the more such things there are, the better it is for us. That's how I feel. But don't get carried away by it. Carried away by it. I know one person who was into Vedanta but got carried away by it and no connection to Vedanta. She used to study Vedanta so well, but then long ago, very long ago, but she got carried away by something else. So it's possible. Anything can happen to us. So we're just recalling all these things. All right. And so for a parent, the advice to the child will now be what? Hey, this is all important. So you take care of your child. So taking care of the child means it is good for the child. Child needs it. Child needs my love and affection. And despite the child doing things I don't like, it still needs that affection. It is a drama that's going on. And I don't need to react to every little situation. And so that kind of advice the parent is given. So child gets better. But the child is also a reflection of the parent. So when I take care of my child, I am also taking care of the child in me. Through the child, I see me. All this chemistry is just magnificent. And so I have to build that relationship with my child constantly. Not sitting in front of a computer all day for not days, weeks. These days, for years, it's going on. I'm hearing all kinds of stuff. How long can this continue? Better not to have children than to make the children suffer like this. So that wealth, it cannot fill the emotional void that is there. That is the idea. Sooner or later, the parent should get this idea. No, this won't work. And many parents are like that. I find many parents who are grounded, are very grounded. Do whatever you want. You can earn any amount of money. Nothing stops us. But make sure the other part is also taken care of. And likewise, the parent has to take care of the child. Parent has to take care of the parents, their parents also. Matrudevo, because Matrudevo Bhava, Pitrudevo Bhava also is there. The Vaidika family, that's why it's good sometimes to run away to America, America is, Papa. When I first went to US, I said, wow, this is a free country. I know why it's a free country. Because nothing is just, everybody is on their own. There is a beauty to that also. Independence. That independence is prized in the US. Which now the principals are calling me and complaining. These children are not listening to us. Please do something. What to do? So it's a beautiful balance. I think it's Ishvara's way of telling us, come on guys, just look at the whole and don't react to any one thing. Good. So, yeah. So therefore, this last time we spent some time on this intellectual bottlenecks that are there is all purely Sravanam and Mananam can take care of that. As far as Vedanta is concerned, That will take care of any problems in logic, etc. Emotional side is where today we have a lot of resources. And I used to, when I first got into it, I was so amazed. That's when I fell in love with all these bookstores and huge bookstores with so many books. And then the psychology section became my big thing. Then there were so many books. Then I said I had to consult somebody, because without consulting, getting into this, and it would be a waste of time, because how many books can you read also? There's one thin book. I forgot the name of the book. It is called, I'll find out. I had all those books. I don't know where it is. And that person, it's about being a man or something like that. Some very, very interesting title it had. Being a person, something like that. And the way he writes, every page, you've got to dwell over it for days together. Every sentence that he writes, it's so profound. Just the author is so gifted. Because I'm coming from a Vedanta background, and I pick up this book, and Swamiji also gives this kinds of ideas in his talk. And so I was very alive to this mental setup, psychotherapy, and mental growth, emotional growth. And so these books I really appreciated all those. I understood the world of psychology, why it is so important. So, therefore, Paramarthanandaji says, all these emotional bottlenecks, if you carefully analyze, it will boil down to lack of Śamādisahitastāvadabhyasyecchravaṇādikam or Sadhana Chatushtaya sampatti. This is Vedanta language, correct? So we have to, I hope, shall I briefly tell you what Sadhana Chatushtaya sampatti is? Does anybody want it, or everybody knows it? Okay, few of you are raising the hand. Yeah, it's what we generally talk about in Vedanta. I don't know how important it is in a Vishishtadvaita, Dvaita and all. But for us it is critical. It is critical. Means, okay, let me talk about that. Sadhana Chatushtayam. Fourfold sadhanas. That is what it is. Fourfold sadhana. It is called sadhana. What do you mean by fourfold sadhana? Well, Viveka is the first one. Viveka. That means who is qualified to study Vedanta? Vedanta will work for whom? Who is the adhikari? Okay. If I show you a book like this, this book is called Brahmasputa Siddhanta. Okay, Brahmasputa Siddhanta it is called. And it says chapter 12 with a commentary of Prithudaka Swamin. Like that it says. Alright. So one of the teachers in our Arsha Seva Kendram did a PhD and published this book. I told you the other day. Now, this is a thick book of some 450 pages. Solid book it is. And this is just one chapter of the treatise that Brahmagupta wrote 500 years ago, I think. Okay, Brahmagupta wrote just one chapter, and she is trying to figure out what he wrote. Oh no, I take that back. Composed in the 7th century. 7th century. We can't even imagine when that is. And that is 1300 years ago. And she says, stands a proud testament to the mathematical brilliance of the Indian intellect. Like that, she is introducing this book. So now, who is qualified to read this 450-page book? Means that somebody must be qualified. The person must be literate, for example. Basic reading, writing, arithmetic must be there, minimum. On top of that, there are a lot of Sanskrit shlokas because Brahmagupta wrote his text in Sanskrit. And so there is Sanskrit and English. So this person must only the person who knows Sanskrit can really understand. Because my goodness, look at that, pages and pages of Sanskrit. And then pages of English also is there. To really appreciate this, we have to know Sanskrit. Okay. So like this, and then of course you must be interested in mathematics also. That's called adhikaritvam. Same thing for us also, Vedanta. Because it is a matter to be understood, adhikaritvam is now solid. Like this book also, something to be understood. We can tell exactly what is the background. And so for Vedanta, very interesting it is. The way they have analyzed it, and I'm still, how to arrive at it, it boggles me. So Viveka, Atma, Anatma, Vivekaha. Hey, you have to know that there is something called Atma which is different from Anatma. Then if you ask what is Anatma, everything that you deal with is Anatma. Oh, other than everything I deal with is Atma? Yes. Then where is Atma? Atma is you. Don't have to search for it. Atma is you. Oh, Atma is me. Oh, so I'm dealing with my body, so that is Atma? That is what you think, but it is not Atma. Like this, that Viveka is called Atma, Anatma, Vivekaha. So I slowly begin to appreciate that, yeah, there is a conscious being that is very different from anything else that one can encounter in 100 years of life. That is called Atma, Anatma, Viveka. All right, because it's all Atma Bodha, entire, whatever text you pick up, so-called scripture, spiritual text. Suppose somebody asks us, what is spirituality versus religion? This is the answer. The answer is what? Hey, any text that is taking me towards Atma, the self, is called spirituality. If at all you can define it like that, that's what our definition will be. And then all the things related to the karma, religious, the disciplines that religions will talk about, it's all coming under the category of religion. So the religion's purpose is to push me towards spirituality. Fine, that is by the way. So Vivekam or Vivekaha, then Vairagyam. Vairagya. Suddenly it comes and talks about my outlook towards life and the way, whether the world is controlling me or whether I am the master of the world. How about that? Puja Swamiji will say objectivity. Am I objective? How objective I am to the people and things that I relate to. That objectivity is Vairagyam, which manifests itself as this so-called attachment to things, to people. Asaktir anabhishvangaha putra dara grihadishu. That is where Krishna says, hey, Vairagyam asaktihi anabhishvangaha putra dara. Hey, that's it. There is a list of things over which my whole life depends on these people only. My children, my husband, my wife, and my parents, my brother, sister, etc. After that, it dilutes. Good friends are all there, you can, whatever. But there is one particular group of people who are very important for any one person. So, putra dara grihadishu, like that he says there. So, I have to be objective. Every person is an individual and they also need to think like I do. It's not like I am running away from anybody. Nobody can run away from anybody. Hey, I have to grow up. That's the Shastram is telling me this is a minimum requirement of human life, is to come together so as to grow out. Beautiful. That is how it is. That is how the setup is. And what is good for me is good for others also. Therefore, others also have to learn from me. Or I have to learn from the other person. It's just uncanny. And that is why. And so even Vedanta students need that same thing, that stream growing out. Vairagyam is needed. So anyway, I'll come to that shortly. So Vivekaha, Vairagyam, Then third, Śamādamādi Shatka Sampattihi. This whole emotional blocks and all, Swamiji says you can put this Śamādamādi Shatka Sampatti, means emotional maturity. Shama, mastery of the mind, means the mind is not carried away by things. No, it's okay, I can wait. No, it's fine. That's not there, that's fine. I'm not upset by it. It's okay if I was not acknowledged in a particular group, it's okay, that's fine. I won't feel upset, I won't feel insulted by that. That's called mastery. Look at that. Mastery. Situations where in general a person might feel insulted, I will say no, it's fine. It's fine. That is how the situation was. There was some problem there. And so, why should I get insulted? Because of somebody else's actions. If I'm able to say it, that means I have Shama. Dama, similar. Dama is also similar. When Shama is lacking, I need Dama. I need to walk away from situations, etc. I need to put my foot down. Putting the foot down is called Dama. Just do it. Puja Swami, long ago I remember. He knew the ad for this Nike ad. Just do it, I think. That's what it says. Just do it. If there's one company that made a lot of money from advertisements, it's all these Cokes and Pepsis and Nikes and all that. Products might be good. I'm not. So anyway, Shama, Dama, Titiksha, Uparati, Shraddha, Samadhanam. Shama, Dama, Uparati. Uparati is Tattva says Swadharmanushtanam. Vaidika life. Am I doing my duties properly or not? Am I lecturing more or am I doing my duties more? That is the question. Uparatihi. Okay, then. Because Vaidika life is a duty-based life. A person will be there's no time. There will not be any time to do anything else. Anyway, Uparati. Then Titiksha. Titiksha means ability to put up with inconveniences, put up with difficulties. So it says, hey, don't point your finger constantly. This is to blame, that is to blame, this is to blame, you are to blame, they are to blame, government is to blame, nakshatras or navagrahas are to blame. We have so many things. We blame them also, And so, no. Titiksha means stop blaming things. Things will be like this only. And so you have put up with it. This too shall pass. And whatever way you want to, you reason it out and then suffer through it. And it is just physical suffering, and so just do what you have to do. That is called titiksha, and that's titiksha. So don't get carried away by all the things, because inconveniences are going to be there, constant, every day also. All right. Uparati, titiksha, shraddha, samadhanam. Shraddha. Vedanta is coming, is waiting. Vedanta is going to come and is going to say things which are unbelievable, really speaking. Jiveshwara Aikyam. How can I be Ishvara? Please tell me. I need immense Shraddha to sit in front of this kind of a class. Immense Shraddha. But we do have that Shraddha. Thank God, this culture that we lived in, without our knowledge, it has seeped into us through all our comics that we read, Amar Chitra Katha and so on and so forth, and all the Katha Kalakshepams that we have gone to, and our parenting, our parents, etc. They have given us. That's why Pitru Yajna is important. Thank God, now I have this Shraddha. It's not a big deal. There are a lot of teachers, a lot of people studying and all that. So it's not alien to us. It's not alien at all. So Shraddha is there. Then Samadhanam. Samadhanam. All right. Things don't work out the way you want, then what do? I have to come back. I have to have the wherewithal. I have to enjoy the wherewithal to say, yeah, this is, I need to stay focused. Sometimes Samadhanam is focus. Focus. Whatever I do, whether it is a Laukika activity or goal, or whether it is this pursuit of the Shastram, I will enjoy Samadhanam. That focus when I have, it will take me through. So like that, Shamadamadi Shatka Sampattihi, sixfold wealth, like that they call it. Shatka Sampattihi. And finally, Mumukshutvam. They have just delineated Mumukshutvam from all this and said, hey, what is it? Moktum Icha. Tattva says, Moktum Icha. Hey, that desire for moksha must be there. There is something that that relief has to come. There has to be something which gives me an end. That our Shastram talks about Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam. Hey, this can't be it, the be all end all. There has to be moksha. Moksha is talked about everywhere in our classical music. It's all talked about. And so, whatever be the parampara, whatever be the darshana, and whether it is Advaita, Vishishtadvaita, Dvaita, or any other sampradaya, or Shuddha Dvaita, Nathdwara Sampradaya of Rajasthan, whether it is that also, Nathdwara is there, no? Nathdwara. And so near Udaipur in Rajasthan, just Gujarat border, they are the Srinath. Yeah, I got it. Srinath Sampradaya. So whatever be the Sampradaya, moksha is important. So moksho me bhuyad iti ichha. Like that he says. All right, so this is called Sadhana Chatushtayam or Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti. This is a wealth. This is a wealth that we have come with, which takes us through all the way. And so Swamiji Paramarthanandaji says, emotional bottleneck means lack of Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti. Somewhere something is lacking. And that is why whenever we start the class, we have a prayer. Mundaka Upanishad Prarthana, look at it. Bhadram karnebihi shrunuyama devaha. Even the Vedanta student needs it constantly from morning to evening. May I listen to auspicious things. Because anytime anything can happen. Bhadram pashyema akshabihi yajatraha. Hey yajatraha. Yajatra means, hey gods, hey devatas, you are the people who protect us when we pray to you. The people who protect the people who pray to those people are called Yajatraha. I hope I did not confuse you. Okay. Yajatraha. Yajantam trayante iti Yajatraha. So you are the people who protect us because I worship you. That those devatas. And Akshabihi. Bhadram pashyema. Hey, whatever I see, let it make an impact on me. Positive impact. Bhadram. Mangalam. Let it do Mangalam to all of us. Etc. Look at that shloka is like that. Then Kena Upanishad in Samaveda there is another Shanti mantra. Apyayantu mamangani. Mamangani is talking about physical health. Because sitting and listening to all these talks, my body has to cooperate, Our Shastram accepts it, of course. No, we are not here, we are not some magical people with all kinds of magical qualities and all. No, it is meant for the average person only. So, apyayantu mamangani. Hey, may my body parts cooperate with each other and allow me to be one piece throughout the day. Definitely during a class. Apyayantu mamangani vak prana shrotram mano indriyani cha. I'm forgetting. Apyayantu mamangani vak prana shrotram chakshush shrotram mano cha indriyani. I chant it every other day, but now I'm not getting it. So vak prana, everything, all these list of things, all my sense organs should operate properly. Let them cooperate. Because otherwise it nags. It nags. So yes, this morning I couldn't hear. Suppose there's something blocked here. Means what? It nags. It will nag us. How can you sit with one ear not working and the mind is only on this ear? Mind is not on the class. So, apyayantu mamangani. Vak pranas chakshu shrotra matho balam indriyani cha sarvani sarvam brahma upanishadam. Because why? Hey, sarvam brahma upanishadam. Hey, this sarvam is Brahma. I have come to listen to this. Teacher also has to chant, no doubt. Sarvam Brahma. And what is that Brahma? Upanishadam. Hey, that Brahma is revealed only through the Upanishads. You see that? In no other place I will get this kind of teaching. Upanishadam Brahma. Sarvam Brahma Upanishadam. Maham Brahma Nirakuryam. Look at this beautiful thing. Maham Brahma Nirakuryam. Hey, Nirakaranam means rejection. May I not reject Brahma. This prayer is saying that. May I not reject Brahma, because Brahma is not an object. Nirgunam Brahma, that too. It has no taste. At least if it has some taste, I can say I like it. No. There is no opportunity for me to like it that way. I have to appreciate it. And how am I going to appreciate it? Through the words of the Shastram only I can appreciate it. Maham Brahma Nirakuryam. And then one more thing. Mama Brahma Nirakarot. Abba, not only I should reject Brahma, Brahma also should not reject me, it seems. What is this? How can Brahman reject me? If you can say that, that's good. That means you are good. You already know a lot about Brahma. But then any kind of distraction may be there. Any kind of distraction may be there. Some Punya Papa is all working. And so the Devatas should not walk away from me. They should put me in the right place at the right time. And that is the meaning of this Brahma not rejecting me. Maham Brahma Nirakuryam, Mama Brahma Nirakarot, Anirakaranamastve, Arinakaranam me astu. Again the same thing. May I not. May I fall in love with Brahma. May I not reject Brahma at any cost. Why? Because if I reject now, I have to come back again. Otherwise, I have to come back again. And I have to come back again until I embrace Brahma. Okay, so don't reject it. Okay, Durlabam Trayame Vaitat Devanugraha Hetukam. Shankaracharya said that in Vivekachoodamani. Oh, this birth is important. Why is it important? For Brahma only I have come. Like that, all Upanishads seem to be talking to each other like that. So, we used to teach this to children. Not the apyayantu mamangani. Shrotram shrute naiva. Like that, there's a nice Shubhashitam. Shrotram shrute naiva. Nakunnatu kundalena. Hey, it's not this kundalas that embellish your ears. That is just physical. But something else is important. Ears have been given to you for what? It's meant for listening to good things. Like that. And the children will nod their head and they'll say, yeah, that's correct. They will tell the teacher, you are correct. Because these children know that's a beauty. I'm the more and more I think about this, now only I'm getting convinced. Really. You don't have to tell them that social media is not good for you. Not at all. I figured it out last month. I figured it out standing in front of all these students. Not once I meant, until the last 1 hour I was talking and they were constantly answering my questions. Until the last minute only I brought the phone and social media. Do you think this Prajnananda, if he had come back from school at 4 o'clock and he said, Mom, let me check my WhatsApp messages and let me check Insta. If he had done that, would he have become the world champion? Everybody said no. That means what? They knew it. They know it very well. I was very happy when they said that. So we know all these things. Dhanena panihi natu kankanena. What is it that embellishes the hands? Not the nice bracelets and other things that I'm wearing. It's dhanena. What the hand is used, how it is used to help others, etc. All that is there. So therefore, when that emotional blocks are there, emotionally we can get hurt anytime. Even a jnani is not, some shlokas are there. A jnani is not immune to all these things because that emotional mind is there for everybody. As long as the mind is there, the emotional part is there. And so if a person is emotionally upset, trying to offer reason is the most unreasonable thing to do. Means you have to empathize. Empathy is what is called for. And Swami Paramathananda ji quotes, he quotes a line from Kalidasa's Abhijnana Shakuntalam. The story of Dushyanta and Shakuntala. Shakuntala is there. And so Shakuntala, so Dushyanta wanders around, he comes and he sees Shakuntala. And then he walks away after that. And somehow they like each other. And then before parting, he gives a ring to the Shakuntala. Shakuntala is wearing a ring, I think. And since then, Shakuntala is lost. And then her friends are all wondering what happened to her. They don't know. They don't know what happened. And Shakuntala is constantly thinking of Dushyanta. And her health is spoiling. Declining health. And this Priyamvada and somebody else, Anasuya. Priyamvada and Anasuya are wondering what happened to this lady. And tell us what happened. She doesn't open up. She doesn't talk at all. Then the friends say, Snigdha jana samvibhaktam hi dukkham. Snigdha jana samvibhaktam hi dukkham. Hey, when that sorrow, dukkham is there, and samvibhaktam, when you split it, when you share it with others, when you share the sorrow with others, what kind of others? Snigdha janam. Snigdha jana samvibhaktam hi dukkham. When that dukkham is shared with others, then sahya vedanam bhavati. Then that vedana, that's a vedana, vedanam, becomes sahyam, becomes bearable, like that. One classic statement is there in that Abhijnana Shakuntalam. Anyway, Swami Paramathananda ji quoted this. He just quotes the mantra, sloka, and then he... So that's that grief shared is grief reduced, and grief halved. So that is what it is. The child has to be pacified. And so therefore, Swami Paramathananda ji talks about, further he says, okay, these emotional issues are less versus emotional issues are severe. Two, both are possible. Severe means what? More severe. Mental health, mental health is like that. Basic emotional problems like diabetes can be just beginning diabetes, manageable diabetes versus the advanced diabetes. Other day somebody said 500 sugar, blood sugar. What happened? My feet are numb. And somebody said they found out it's 500. Yeah, feet are numb. The waiting, gangrene is just waiting, I think. And so that is severe. That is also diabetes only, but advanced stage. But here basic stage. Basic stage easy. Come on, diet, and then some basic medicines are there. Some exercise, go for it. Then you can keep it under control. And then advanced means what? More intervention is needed. More intervention, admission, hospital admission is needed, possibly, and insulin, this, that, whatnot. Okay. That's emotion also, same thing. Mind also, same thing. Basic means understanding the basic issues that I have, and some anger, some other raga, dveshadi, mother, matsarya, all these things are there. Handle all these things. Now is the time to assess myself and handle all these things. And it will work. How do I handle all this? Again, a alert living. Now when I know all these things, I now live my life in an alert manner. Alert living. So when any emotional outburst is there, I watch myself. I'm now able to watch myself. And then I have to help myself by Atmanam, by writing it down. Hey, today I did it. It's a victory. I saw myself getting angry. How about that? Write it down. Maintain a diary. That's it. Once you watch your anger and maintain a diary, the anger will go away. There's no chance. Outburst will not be there. Will not be there. Because the next time I get angry, I will look at myself. Then I will wait for a couple of seconds. That couple of seconds is the most difficult. So, alert living, it's possible to work on ourselves like that. And then Shastra Shravanam is anyway there. We're all into Shastra Shravanam. And everybody, Shastra Shravanam is the most sacred. Shashana Trayate iti Shastram. And so it can only do good for all of us. And so that is always there. That's why Paunaf Punyena Shravanam Kuryat. Shastram always says that. Listen, keep listening to the Shastram again and again and again. It can never be like overrating is possible, but here it can't be. There is no over at all. Over listening is not possible at all. So, nice sloka is there on this. Ahaṃ brahmeti vākyārthabodho. Ahaṃ brahmeti vākyārthabodho. Paramathananda ji quotes this from Vakya Vritti. Ahaṃ brahmeti vākyārthabodho. Yāvaddṛḍhībhavet. Yāvaddṛḍhībhavet. Until this thing is dridam, until I'm crystal clear about this, until jnana nishtha is there. What is about what? Ahaṃ brahmeti vākyārthabodho. That sentence, the meaning of that sentence, it's a sentence, it's an equation. Until it is clear, then what should I do? Śamādisahitastāvadabhyasyecchravaṇādikam. Correct. Śamādisahitastāvadabhyasyecchravaṇādikam. Shankaracharya says Śamādi. He just skips the Viveka, Vairagyam and Mumukshutvam and Śamādi he says. I won't say he skips, but he's calling the whole package as Śamādi. He says this Shama. Śamādi. Emotional. Don't ignore the emotional self. Don't ignore the child in you. Śamādisahitastāvat. Until then, tavat, until that dridam happens, the tavat, Śamādisahitastāvat, Śravaṇādikam, abhyaset Śravaṇādikam. Abhyaset, do abhyasa. What is the abhyasa? Śravaṇādikam, Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. All this can be done. It's all told by the Shastram. We have all these tools available to us. Śravaṇādikam. Like that. That shloka is there from Vakya Vritti.
Guruji, could you repeat the first line? Ahaṃ brahmeti.
Ahaṃ brahmeti vākyārthabodho. Ahaṃ brahmeti vākyārthabodho. Bodha. Ahaṃ brahmeti vākyārthabodho yāvaddṛḍhībhavet. 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 Ahaṃ brahmeti vākyārthabodho yāvaddṛḍhībhavet. Śamādisahitastāvat. Śamādisahitastāvat. Okay, Śamādisahitastāvat. Abhyaset Śravaṇādikam. Abhyaset Śravaṇādikam. It is one of the shlokas in Vakya Vritti, a text written by Adi Shankaracharya. So that is the second thing. Shastra. That is the second one. Shastra Shravanam, let's say. Shastra Anusandhanam, following the Shastra. First one was what? Alert living. Second is being in touch with the Shastram constantly. Third one is Satsangaha. Satsangaha. Very interesting it is. In our culture, it's so important. Satsanga. Satam Sangaha. Satpurushanam Sangaha. Sangha with people who know it all. That is called Satsangaha. Who know it. Therefore, I cannot but be blessed by that Sangaha. And so, anyway, that is Satsanga. Then, if the emotional problems are even more, the mental blocks, emotional blocks are there, even more advanced. Then what happens? Then Pujya Swamiji, Paramarthanandaji says, then Nididhyasana is very important for that person. Okay, what psychotherapy is needed for this person? Pujya Swamiji will say psychotherapy. Okay, because that's the beauty. Psychotherapy does wonders for such a person because it unlocks all the issues that are there, releases all the pent up emotional energy released. Okay, that only a psychotherapist, a good psychotherapist can do that. And what about psychiatry? Yeah, psychiatry also is important. So, I lived in a family where the mother needed that help. She needed that. And so, I used to work with the psychiatrist on this whole, on my mother's health. I used to understand what medicines were doing to her, which medicine is what. And the psychiatrist explained all that to me. I understood a lot about some of the medicines. Because I had to take charge. At one point, I realized that a patient who is on psychiatric medication, one of the things they need, anybody, all of us need others. One of the things they need is somebody whom they can trust 100%. And the doctor becomes that person for them. But the doctor is not available every day, And so they need a family, ideally, a family member should be that person. I had learned it a while ago. And even giving medicines, okay, when given by that person, the trusted person at home, it makes a difference. It's no longer mechanical. It's with love. There's a lot of love coming along with the medicine, correct? Love is also medicine. That medicine is also medicine. And it's all there. It's a package. And then it does wonders to that person. So we think medicines solve problems. Medicines are useful. And they help with some of the symptoms. Some of the symptoms can be dangerous. It can be just, nobody can deal with those symptoms. And so the medicines are good in controlling some of the symptoms, but it can only address the symptoms. They don't address the fundamental problem. In psychiatry also it is like that. So how do you solve the fundamental problem then? Well, while the medicines are doing their job, then this love and affection will do its job. Correct? You allow, both are working together. We have to allow that to happen. So sometimes that is lacking. That is lacking for people. They just look for love and affection, but that love is not available. As an adult, it's not available anymore. And so it looks like a trap sometimes. This is my understanding of the situation. So, and they also say, for those who are in that situation, all this meditation and all not recommended. Not recommended. For patients who are taking psychiatric medication, meditation is not recommended. Like that, they had said. But I was already into Vedanta, and Dhyanam was an important part of our life. And so now I was stuck. Because on the one hand, I can't teach Dhyanam to my mother. But on the other hand, it is contraindicated. Then I developed my own basic relaxation techniques that would be appropriate for my mother. And I taught her, I recorded it, and she used to then listen to that every day. And it provided her so much relaxation. So much that she will also go to sleep with that. Listening to that, she'll go to sleep. Okay. And so all that for decades I was experimenting, and to a point where at some point she could even withdraw from sleeping medication. So it's a long journey. These things are all, it's not a 1 day affair, 1 week affair, 1 year affair. It's very long it is. So we can't simply brush it aside. These things have to be, there are ways of addressing it. And only people can solve these problems. Only people can solve people's problems. So that chemistry is so critical. This is my experience. So why I said all this? Because Pujya Swamiji used to highlight psychotherapy and so forth a lot. But Swami Paramarthanandaji doesn't talk like that. He directly goes to Nididhyasana. And what Paramarthanandaji means is, hey, you have to do whatever help you have to take. Doctors help, psychotherapists help, psychiatrists help, you have to take it. But after that, come back to Nididhyasana. That is what Swamiji, Paramarthanandaji is saying. That's how we interpret it. So, anyway, that's the background here. So we will get into that. Jati Niti Kula Gotra Duragam in the next class. Okay. Good opportunity for us to understand the interplay. Good. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.